Pilate is stuck. He has been checkmated, basically. He can't find a way out, but he clings to the bogus notion of power, and he mocks his opponents. He brings Jesus out. Behold your king. Jesus did speak about a kingdom. He admitted that to Pilate. He admitted to Pilate that he is a king. He admitted that he has a kingdom, and every kingdom, whether it be the king of England, the king of France, the king of Candyland, every kingdom has a king. They have one who has power above and beyond all other power and authority. The king is not subject to checks and balances or a democratic vote. They are the ultimate highest authority of power. What they say, what they want, goes. And every king has a purpose and desire for their kingdom. We hear it in the Lord's Prayer, your kingdom come, your will be done. Played out in history, the will of earthly kings has always resulted in a desire for more power, more authority, more money, more land, more earthly tangible expressions of greatness. Kingdom after kingdom has been driven by the hunt for more, greater, better, best. What is true of Alexander the Great, of Julius Caesar, of the pharaohs, for anyone who has held and tasted that kind of power, what is true for them is true of us in our own lives. We make ourselves to be kings and queens of our own lives, our own little kingdoms. We want more respect, more responsibility, more happiness, more health, more wealth, more influence, relationships, experiences, control, power, purpose. And we will do what we deem necessary to accomplish these goals. But if you've studied history on any level, you know that every kingdom has a king, and every kingdom and every king will fall. Whether it be the Babylonians, the Persians, or Rome, probably the greatest empire of all, spanned basically the entire known world. For hundreds of years, the Romans not only ruled, but they ruled in peace, meaning they either defeated and conquered all of their enemies, or they had so much power that they had brokered peace deals where everyone was just subservient to them. And for all that we ascribe to Rome, for all the things that we gained from the Roman Empire, all the developments and concepts, now, today, you can take a trip, you can take an airplane ride over, and you can go to Rome, and you can pay $50, and you can stand on the roads that still exist today, that existed in Jesus' day, and you could stand in the midst of the Colosseum where Christians were fed to lions for sport, and you can do all of this as a tourist, learning about an ancient fallen empire that is nothing more than crumbling concrete today. Every kingdom will fall except one, except for the King of all kings. And the kingdom that belongs to that king, the eternal king, and his eternal kingdom are just that, eternal, lasting forever. It makes his reign as king and his kingdom greater than every other, including our own. Because our king is the good king, not a king, the king. See, every kingdom reflects its king, and every king reflects the will he wants for his kingdom. So if you want to know what a kingdom looks like, you look to the king. If you want to know what a king is about, you look at his kingdom. All the good we know of the king tells us what to expect as members of the kingdom of God. The glimpses we get from Jesus in the Gospels of how he interacts with the world tells us what our king is like. Like in Matthew 8 when Jesus heals the leper. But not just heals a leper, he touches a leper. Why? Because lepers weren't ever touched. They were exiles. They were outcasts. And this man just needed somebody to treat him like a human, just to show him some compassion, some grace and mercy. When he has a compassion on the crowd of thousands and he feeds them with some fish and loaves, again, we see the heart and generosity of our good king. In the Old Testament, when God gives the law and he gives instructions on how to be generous and intentional with the orphans, the widows, the immigrants, the sick and weak, we see the justice of our king at work. These areas of the kingdom breaking in reflect who the king is. When the church is actually doing the things, living into these things, we are reflecting to the world, declaring to the world, preaching and proclaiming to the world who the true king is. There are so many people, so many things that claim to be a king. But no object, no person, no concept, no political party, no vague spirituality can ever truly be the good king because they are flawed, created, and temporary. The only good king is our God, the creator of all existence. His authority and power comes from himself. He didn't have to earn it or win it or take it from someone else. It is his because he is the uncreated creator of all existence. His authority is his own. His power and presence and character are good.